today?
We even find one spot for the past 3 hours. We figured out.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
So today we are going to be unboxing the Pokemon.
What's up, guys?
Alright, guys. So today I'm going to be teaching you all how to fix the stick drift in your Oculus Quest 2 controllers. And you might have to do this a little bit more than once. You probably have to do this a lot more than once, because it's not a permanent fix. It will come back. And when it does, just do it again, because it'll be way easier to do it again, because this ring right here, it has adhesive on it, and when you take that adhesive, like when you break that adhesive, it's going to be way easier just to get your screwdriver in there and pop that piece off to get to the joystick. But first, you want to take your first you want to take the little battery caps off, and you want to take your batteries out, because you don't want to have any like power to the controller at all during this. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So first, we're going to take the controller, and we're going to take a knife like this, and we're going to just slowly just start cutting this spot, like just down the thing, just down the little like crevice right here where it connects to the controller. And there's going to be a little gap here, but it's completely fine, because that little gap is going to be covered up by the battery cover. So it's going to be way easier to fix the stick drift later. Oh yeah, and also be careful with the knife. It's quite sharp, and you do not want to be cutting yourself. Very bad. Be a very bad day. And once you see a good gap showing up, also a good thing to do is like wiggle the knife into there, and you see it like goes in, and you can like start popping it up. And if you look right there, when I do that, you can see some adhesive, and you can just run it down. And once you get that gap started, you want to just start cutting from that gap, because then it'll start going into that and making it way easier to cut. And it's gonna take a minute to cut a good hole in it, so I'll get right back with you guys when I get this back in there. Alright guys, so we're back. We got a good gap here, and I have gone ahead and taken the screwdriver and kind of opened up the gap there for you, so it'd be easier for y'all to see it. But we've made a good gap, and you want to take a screwdriver, a small one like this, that has a tip that at least comes down to a good flat right there, because you don't want anything like, if I can find it again, like this, because it has that, it doesn't really come down to a flat, and it's really hard to like get the screwdriver in there for the first time. So you want to just start prying like this, and then once you start prying, it'll come up right there, and you just want to wiggle it until it gets up there. See, there you go. And you just want to wiggle back and forth and just push that way, and it'll start coming off. And you can dig it in there a little bit, because there's no components right here. There is a spring right here, right underneath this though, so you want to be careful with that. But once you get around to like here, you also want to start going on this side. And then if you come up here to the front, it'll make a little gap up here at the front right here. And you want to like pry it like that. And boom, you hear that pop? That was one of the little pegs on the black piece. The little pegs that go, see it? There's a little peg that goes into a hole right there to help it stay in. And that's what's going to put the thing back on once you get the adhesive off. Because you're not going to be able to use that adhesive again. It's going to be completely done for. So, you're not going to be able to use that again. And you want to just go around and around. Oh. Come on, get in there. There we go. Go around and around until it pops off. It'll pop off pretty violently sometimes. Oh. And if you have any little stick caps, you're going to have to take those off. That's why it didn't pop off very violently for me. But it's going to pop off right now. It's done. So it's going to come off. And see what now? Yeah, that's what's going to pop off. And you want to make sure when you put it back on that metal piece right here is on top of the spring. So it's going to look like that. So then you just want to pull it. You want to just take the knob and pull it. And the spring is going to be connected to it. A little bit. There we go. Sometimes the spring will not land back on there, so you want to kind of just push it back over onto the stick there, and it will go back on pretty easily if you just push it. And we've got the full component right here, and you want to come over here and you want to get your electronic cleaner spray, or you can get some WD-40 contact cleaner. Just any like contact cleaner would work. And you want to pull the stick down, and you want to spray it right there. If you look at that right there, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's got like this little spot right there that's like dips, and there's a little like ball joint right there, and you want to spray it right there. And what you want to do now, you want to take it and you just want to spin it and click it. You want to spin it, you want to go up and down, side to side, you want to click it, spin, alright, click it and spin, and then you want it to do it this way, but you want to pull it down. Instead of doing it this way, it's way easier if you just flip the controller over and pull the stick like forward. But if you flip it over, pull it down, and you want to spray it right there. Right there again. You want to spin it, click it, spin it, and this is just going to get all that gunk out. It's going to get all that dirt that's making your stick drift, and you're just going to spin it around and click it. And that should be good. And what you want to do, you want to wait for at least 5 minutes. Let all of that dry. And before you do anything else. So put all your components together and let that sit there and dry all of the contact cleaner or your electronic cleaner. But I have also taken apart my left one, and it's dry now. So I'll get the components here, and we'll put this one back together. If you look right there, that thing's got a little slot on it, and you want to put that slot right onto the joystick. And if it doesn't fit, just spin it until you feel it like stop, and then you want to just push it in. Make it click a few times, like push it in and make the joystick click in, and that should be in there pretty well. Yep, just give it a little, not very hard tug, but a little tug, barely a little tug, And if it doesn't pop out, you should be fine. And you want to take this, you want to have that metal piece down there on the spring, and you want to just pop this thing right back in there. Oh. We'll make sure it lines up really well. And you'll just hear it start popping on all those little holes that those little pins go into. That should be it. We got our black disc back on. And then we'll just put your battery back in. Like I said, make sure you wait before you put any power on for at least 5 minutes. And you want to put it in there. Make sure the connection's good. Slide your thing back on. With this one, I have to take my little battery cap off, because I have those little, I have the AMVR. I made a video on that of how to put these together, and I'll put a link in that video in the description. And I'll put your battery cap back on. I'll put my strap back on, and there you go. Controller's all back together. Looks just like it was, but it should fix your stick drift for a while. And yep, that's how you fix the stick drift in an Oculus Quest 2 controller. And I'll see you all later. Peace.